What's up guys, Jim Collector back again with another unboxing and review video. Today we have the Stormtrooper with the Death Star Diorama base. Really excited to get a look at this, not only for that base, but this is the first OT Stormtrooper that I have unboxed and owned. So really excited for that aspect. So without further ado guys, let's get stuck right in. Alright, so here we are with the box and we're going to go for this unboxing in just kind of a fully raw kind of style. I'm just going to kind of go through it with you guys and just enjoy opening up this figure. So this is the first Stormtrooper, like proper Stormtrooper that I've ever owned. When I say proper, I did have, what did you call it? The First Order Trooper, but I sold it because I didn't really like it. So here we go. It is nice to have one of the original troopers, the OT troopers, that's for sure. Really nice inlay here. I do like this. I like the Death Star kind of background, which obviously is one of the big things that I'm excited for on this figure. Is we do have that Death Star background. So nice artwork. We slip that on off, and there is the beautiful guy himself. He looks awesome. Really excited to get this. Slide this on out. There we go. So we're not going to go through anything in detail here. We'll save that for the rest of the review. This is just kind of checking out the piece as it is. Interesting that this is just here. I don't know why that's there. Cool. So the first thing then, let's just go. I'm excited by the base. This isn't the only reason I bought this, but it's a big reason that I bought it. I do want to get a second one. I won't lie. But that'll have to wait for now because these aren't obviously the cheapest. But I would like to just posed up side by side with Vader. And I do wish you could buy this on its own. So there we go. That is a Death Star background. Obviously you do get the standard kind of this bit with it, which is nice. But yeah, there we go. This kind of this card inlet at the back, which is interesting. I don't know what. Is that just for an alternate base? Yeah, I suppose that's just for an alternate base, and you have it on, off, and then unfortunately it does take the batteries. The biggest disappointment, although I'm still happy to have this, is that, you know, why didn't they go a USB-C? That's really annoying, and now I can't get this card bit back in here. So I'll faff around with that off camera. But yeah, first impressions, really nice. We'll check out the light features later on, and I might even let it run, and we'll see how long the batteries last. Right then, here he is. Slide off that plastic cover. And there we go. So I am a bit of a trooper noob when it comes to these figures. So all of this is pretty new to me, although I imagine a lot of people have seen a lot of this stuff before. So we have, of course, our blaster. Seen these in lots of videos, especially from Jeddah Patrol, but I've never actually seen one like this in person. And they are quite nicely done as well. I believe it has moving parts. Yeah, the stock comes out, which is nice all the way. It's really nice to see a Hot Toys weapon with moving parts. I feel like they don't really do that. The paintwork is nicely done as well. So yeah, it's a nice little piece. Then, of course, he comes with lots of hands. I'm going to go through them a bit more and the accessories a bit more later on. This goes on his back. I've heard lots of negative things about this, but we'll see. But then, of course, we have the Trooper himself. Now, he's quite light. My first thoughts are, I thought he would be heavier. But then, of course, all the armor is just plastic. There is no die cast on this. I mean, I don't know why there would be. But yeah, there we go. Kind of a loose head joint is the first thing I notice, which isn't bad. It just makes it really easy to move. It does have a bit of a plasticky feel straight away in hands, which is a little bit disappointing. The belt is loose, which I don't think is an issue really. Is that kind of it's like a velcro-y material throughout rather than pleather. And there is some nice weathering to this guy as well, some dirt and grime. You can kind of see it in the legs there, kind of in the cracks of the armor where dust and such would kind of accumulate. So that's quite nice. I do like that. He is good. What kind of articulation do you have on these guys? Scared to bend that elbow. It feels like he doesn't want to bend. Right, let me do this off camera quick. Interesting. For some reason, I can't for the life of me figure out where the... Oh, there it is. Bends out to the side. The arm was twisted. Okay, yeah. So not much articulation. I had heard about that before getting in, which isn't too... You know, it's not unexpected. I think this is a pleather, so that's something to watch out for. But yeah, overall, not too bad. It's the armour, really, that I think kind of gets in the way of this. But there we are. First thoughts, bit disappointed in the way that it feels a little bit cheap. I won't lie, but it does look really, really nice. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to whack him into some poses, see what we can pull off with this dude, and then I'll give my final thoughts. Catch you in a sec. And starting with the display base, and this really ticks a lot of boxes for me. It looks premium and it gives an amazing backdrop for our Stormtrooper. Also, the batteries, it takes 3 AAAs, so the light lasts quite a long time. However, it is a bit of a downer that they didn't go USB route. However, after a quick search online, I have seen that you can get battery conversion kits, which is something I'll probably look into because this is amazing lit up. Okay, and here we've got our Stormy in his first pose, and you can see he works so well with that backdrop. Honestly, the more time I kind of spend with this figure, the more I enjoy it. I know I said earlier on that I was a bit disappointed, but that's totally out the window now after spending about a week with this piece. You can see like throughout the armor and the legs here, and also you can kind of see like in the feet in this next shot, all the kind of detail and grime that's through it, which really kind of brings this piece to life. In terms of articulation, you can see here in this kind of shot that it has actually pretty good articulation. The detail throughout the torso area is really nice, and you get a lot of maneuverability as well. I also really like the gun. I didn't think I'd care much for it, but the paintwork on it is just phenomenal. Now, as we punch in and take a look at the, I was going to call head sculpt, but I guess it's a helmet sculpt. The colors here, the blue accents, the grays, really makes this pop, and it makes us understand why this is such a classic look. And it's just really nice. Again, you can see more dirt and pissing throughout. It's a really nicely detailed figure for something that is essentially just black and white. Obviously the glasses are green, you just can't quite tell. But all in all, this is a really nice kind of standing basic at attention pose. And you can see how the lights are holding up quite nicely as well. It is kind of nice to not have to worry about wires. Here we do have pose number 2, so I went for a bit more of an action shot here. He's actually stepping off of the platform a bit, so it is something you need a bit of space, but this should work on your shelves. Movement-wise, posing-wise, he poses really nice. Now, I made a comment about him being a bit light earlier on, but he stands up really well. I haven't felt the need for a crotch grabber at all throughout this. Now, I quite like this pose. I feel like it gives a nice dynamic edge to the figure rather than it just standing there. I quite like a stoic pose, but this is also quite nice because I feel like dynamic action poses bring a lot of life to the figure, and it's just fun to kind of mess around and do different things with it, as you'll see in this next shot. Alright, so I quite like this pose. So this is, I was going for a Western gunslinger, although in one of my shorts someone brought up that it looks like a Han Solo pose, and I suppose that actually does make sense because I think he was kind of designed with some ideas of an old school Western gunslinger, and there's lots of Western influence in Star Wars as well. So for me, this just kind of made sense. So it's quite a fun pose as well, creates a lot of dynamic movement and range for it. Obviously, you've got his hips thrusted forwards, his right shoulder dropped down as well, as if he's just gone for a quick draw against an opponent. Although, as we know, unfortunately, Stormtroopers aren't the best shot. So I reckon whoever he's quick drawing with, he'll probably lose. But it creates a bit of character and a bit of life that you don't normally see. So you've got a few different pose options that you can do with it, and because of the placement of the armor and the breakaways as well, you can get some really good movability. And you can see here in the torso, I was able to get a good amount of torso lean to the side. So I think Hot Toys have done a great job. I don't know if it was like this on the original. It might have been. It might have been. Whether this is an improvement or not, I do not know. You can see I've taken off that bum thing as well because it was annoying me. It kept falling off. But yeah, amazing piece. Alright, so it's time to kind of give my verdict on this figure, the things that I like, the things that I think could do with a bit of work. But for a rating, I'm going to give this guy a 9 out of 10. He is really solid. Some good pros for me are the double bend in the elbow allows for some good posing, and he also has some good maneuverability in the ankles and also in the waist as well. Some cons, he does feel a bit plasticky, but that's kind of it. Another con, I suppose, would be the diorama base not having a USB power unit but being battery powered. Other than that, I'm finding it hard to kind of nitpick this figure, so I think Hot Toys did an amazing job. So I'll end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you do enjoy it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video soon.